The Jewish child sex trafficking sect is called Lev Tahor. I will talk about that later. They got caught sex trafficking children again. And if you have noticed, the Zionists have noticed that it doesn't work to shout anti-Semitism all the time. So now they are shouting blood libel, as if the Jews didn't get caught by sacrificing children a lot in the medieval times. And of course they are still sacrificing children to Moloch in Gaza, on the West Bank and elsewhere, because they worship Satan. But you need to make fun of that. So when they are saying blood libel, you remind them that they are spreading gas libel about the fake gas chambers that never existed in National Socialist Germany or occupied areas. So yell that, and then they can scream their oy vey and go and hide in their tunnels in New York. Hello there, English speakers, and here we are in the poor neighborhood of Ljusdal, and you see a typical forest with birches and pines and some junipers, and then a very annoying tree that I have no idea what it is. I looked at the leaves, maybe it's a cherry tree, but we leave that annoying tree that I can't figure out what it is. I have to wait for the summer, I guess. Today we will enlighten your blind spots about basic propaganda that people still don't know, and that might be really bad for you, and you might lose your job and your country and everything. But let's start by taking a big deep breath. And it's a total hell to walk here. It's sometimes not slippery at all, and sometimes it's extremely slippery, and it's plus 6 degrees Celsius. So in the beginning here, you learned that you can jump like a horse even if you are a bull. So I hope that is inspiring. But I will warn you, I am not the most wise guru in the universe. Because what I do, I enlighten your blind spots, but it's you who are living your life, and you have to use all these enlightened blind spots and build your own wisdom. If you hear someone trying to teach you wisdom, wisdom can't be taught. It can be promoted like I do every day, but you have to be the one who do the wisdom that fits in your life and with your capabilities. So no one else is wiser than you when it comes to your life. People who try to teach you something, or if you try to copy someone else, then you will just become a worse version of them, and you don't want to be that. You want to be a better version of yourself. So thank you to Terif for asking a question that led to this answer. And you noticed how I used not there. I'm not the most wise guy guru in the universe. Facebook has yet again banned a Swedish politician, and now it's the newspaper News Voice, the News Voice internet magazine, and his editor-in-chief is Torbjörn Sassersson, and Torbjörn Sassersson is going to candidate for a party that is not in the parliament at the moment. It's called Ambition Sweden, so AS, which is a problematic short for a party, I think. Maybe if they do something fun of it. Paul Johnson, our defense minister, he is said to be smart but evil. No, he's dumb. At least he's not totally retarded. He's not some sort of Anna-Lena Baerbock. But he totally failed on the test to get into the universities, and he is among the 20% stupidest, most stupid people. He got his PhD from King's College because he's dumb, so that he's easy to control, and that's why he got promoted. He is not some sort of Heinz Kissinger or some other evil genius. That's my take. Some other people don't agree with me. UK, they spend £200 million on this COVID handling inquiry. So then, of course, they come up with all the smart and wise things. They come up with that it was a toxic culture that was causing the problem. Yeah, this toxic culture that led to late lockdowns. Yeah, they all these £200 million, they were used to push more lockdowns. So no one is getting blamed for anything, and sooner or later humans, unlike those goblins or whatever they are, people should just go home to their houses and take all their stuff and demand that the taxpayers get their money back for their salaries. All of these £200 million, and all the lone wolves should join the pack and deal with this kind of unhuman behavior. And I will join the 11 coffee that we are starting up tomorrow. It will be in Swedish, but I will maybe talk about what we discuss then. If you have some ideas that you think that we Swedes should discuss, let me know. There are some people are saying, Democrats, that blacks can't get an ID, and that's very insulting. And it's of course insulting because it's a Jewish thing, and they like to insult others because they are more important than anyone else. So not only can they blame white people, not Jews of course, but other white people can be blamed for that the black people are so stupid that they can't get an ID. So they get to insult everyone and they don't get blamed for it, except now I blame the Jews for this insult. And by the way, this black person who felt insulted, the Jews will tell him that all the bald people that are white, they are actually just copying and mocking him. So by existing, white bald people are insulting him. Of course they are, but that's what the Jewish propaganda love to say, because they like to insult others. USAID is still getting $41 billion per year. So if you thought that that was shut down, it's not yet. The Jews are still stealing a lot of these monies from the taxpayers, and they are using it for terrorism and evil stuff. UK, 44% of the immigration to UK is asylum seekers. That is people who are getting paid by the taxpayers to come and destroy UK. This is not an accident, this is not a system error, this is Jews and they do it and they should be blamed for it. Don't blame anyone else. And of course, Soros, that used USAID money, was funding the NGO that made sure that this Afghan Lakanwal could get to USA, where he could be a terrorist. But Erik Daughert, he got promoted by Elon Musk, and he blames USAID, and then he spelled wrong. He spelled every freaking time. No, it's spelled every single time. Yes, there are Jews involved in USAID, of course, but not just Jews, of course. No, also Israelis, Jews, of course. But they were searching for Sarah Bäckström, the lady that got murdered by Lakanwal, and they searched for her name before they murdered her. But there are also black Jews, not really Jews, but controlled by Jews. So this black Jew, a pastor, John Amanchukwu, and he is saying that Candace Owens is evil and demonic, and he demands that her husband stop her. And the interesting thing is, of course, due to his medical problems, Charlie Kirk can't tell this pastor to piss off. He was speaking at the Turning Point USA event, and they are not kicking him out, that he should be kicked out for this behavior. But John Mappin, a Turning Point USA donor, he's outspoken supporter of Candace Owens, and he thinks that Charlie Kirk would have spoken out against this, and he is wondering why no one else except himself are calling out this evil pastor. But not only Jews, as I said. Rockefeller, the Jewish allies in that family, they have a foundation, and they do evil stuff across the globe, pretending to do good work, and now they are allying themselves with Mr. Beast, who makes funny, inspiring videos, wasting a lot of money, sort of. So don't trust him. And you can see on, for example, X, Mr. Beast gets promoted all the time, and the platform thinks that I should start following him, which I of course can't do, because X is evil and has stolen my money while deleting my content, which destroys for everyone on the platform. But the Jews would censor on Facebook or X. They do not care about us. But there are also anti-Zionist Jews. Some of them are a member of this Lev Tahor. Damn it, I didn't write it down correctly. But this is a sect that is famous from Guatemala, where they had hundreds of child slaves, sex slaves. And they also got caught in Mexico, where 18 children was rescued, and in Canada, where 14 children were rescued, and now they had rescued 17 children in Colombia from these evil Jews that are anti-Zionist, but otherwise this sect is child trafficking. That's what they do. Everyone who is a member of this sect should be killed. They are terrorists, and when they come into your country, you should just get rid of them. They are beyond evil, and therefore they have no rights, and that's in their sect. So people still are accepting this kind of behavior is frightening. I looked at a video, and this is from an account that publish totally fake stuff. First of all, this Traore, the ruler of Burkina Faso, he has never spoken out and threatened Benjamin Netanyahu. That is totally fake. But this video, it's about Ethiopia, and they have been promoting a seed bank and promoting their local independence, the agriculture, basically, so that they are not dependent on Monsanto, etc. And of course, this, I don't know how true the video is. As I said, it's from an account that is known for fakery. But if you, Ethiopia has been doing a lot of work for agricultural independence, and all this GMO, etc. They give very big returns, but they also deplete the soil, and therefore it's not a good sustainable agriculture, basically. And of course, the big agro is using USAID and the US government to enslave people in Africa. So that we can at least agree on. But this video was good at teaching us about persuasion and propaganda. So they had some researchers from Ethiopia, and they said, we are not against science, we are against dependency. And there you saw two big mistakes. Never do that, and that even if you just are a researcher, you have to be able to promote what you're doing. So compare that disgusting way of framing it with the better phrase. We are using science to achieve independence. So first of all here, we are using science. Don't say that you are not denying or are not against science. Then you will be blamed for being exactly what you say that you aren't. So always say what you are. You are using science. And you are not against dependency. Being against something means that you let the enemy define what you are. So if you are an anti-Zionist, if you are an anti-capitalist or anti-communist, then you let the Zionists, the capitalists or the communists define what you are. So instead, it's much more liked by people, and there are tons of science behind this. This is not something I made up. So you can see I made Grok list all the science, and that's, well, a lot of science agree with me. So you say that you are, what you want to achieve independence. So that's one word, independence, instead of being against dependency. Then you get a much more powerful message. And if you do a meme, don't do a meme like Muslims didn't do 9/11, Zionists did. Then you are saying that, yeah, it was Muslims. Of course, there might have been some so-called Muslims involved, but Zionists did 9/11 and blamed the Muslims. That's how you should frame it if you want your message to be effective. So otherwise, you might lose your job, you might lose your country. So these words are very, very important to shape the narrative. Someone was accusing the National Socialists in Germany for removing statues. And of course, what do I ask myself? Yeah, they maybe did that, but what kind of statues? Well, communist propaganda and that sort of ugly statues. Some statues were actually removed because they needed to be repaired. And then there were Jewish criminals that they didn't want to honor with the statue. So does this make the National Socialists look bad? Compare that to what the Jews are saying all the time about genociding people, etc. But there is actually a black Adolf Hitler, yes, and he is really popular. 85% of the voters voted for him. So Adolf Hitler Unona. So Adolf Hitler Unona, that's his name. He is a regional boss in Namibia. So we'll see if he eventually becomes the president of Namibia. That would be great. And then I can remind everyone that Hitler actually got more than 85% eventually. But what about the other one? You know, Stalin. Yeah, he's still in charge in Tamil Nadu. So this is a state in the southeast of India. So Stalin is ruling there. The economy is okay, but he was a vaccine and COVID tyrant. So he is not that popular. He will probably win the next election. So maybe they like the monies more than their health, I guess. Guy Christensen, a nice guy, even though I don't know how to pronounce the name Guy, but that's how it's spelled. He is against the apartheid state of Israel, and I will reiterate, it's not an apartheid state. The apartheid system kept the new immigrants, the Bantu people, apart from the native Boer society. So that's very different from Hafrada, which means a safe haven for Jewish criminals that are not staying apart from the people that they are terrorizing. So use Jewish words, don't use the words that indirectly insinuate that this is a European crime that the Jews are committing. So say Hafrada and teach everyone that it's very important which word you are using. And a little wisdom here. If vaccines would have saved lives, they would have been forbidden. You know that is right. And finally, I've linked to a nice little video. I want a beaver friend. Beaver, it's a little bit inconvenient because beavers like to swim in really cold water. But otherwise, beavers are amazing. So look at that cute video if you want some Friday love and are tired of bulls jumping with your horses. Have a nice, loving Friday.